Parametric wooden wall panels are unlike anything most people have seen before. They don't simply sit on a wall the way paint or wallpaper does, and they don't quietly frame a space the way traditional paneling has for centuries. Instead, they move, they flow, they ripple. They create the illusion of energy frozen in motion, with bent and carved into impossible geometries, as if the wall itself were breathing. When you first walk into a room clad with parametric panels, your eyes instinctively follow the patterns. You trace the dips, the rises, the undulating rhythm, and you almost forget you're looking at wood. It feels alive, sculptural, architectural, more art than decoration, more movement than surface. The word parametric itself signals design built on variables, on rules that generate form rather than a single static template. In wood, this takes shape as layered panels cut with precision, each piece designed to interact with the next, together forming an uninterrupted flow. Imagine a wall where wooden slats rise and fall like waves, each curve slightly different, each layer part of a rhythm larger than itself. Or a panel where geometric facets repeat with slight variations, catching light differently across the surface, so the wall seems to shift as the day goes by. What makes these designs mesmerizing is that they rely on both math and material, on algorithms that shape the form and on the grain of wood that gives each surface warmth, depth, and life. Parametric wooden walls transform the experience of a space. A living room that might otherwise feel square and predictable suddenly feels dynamic, like standing inside a sculpture. Light plays across the panels in ways no flat surface could capture. In the morning, sunlight spills across the ridges, shadows stretching long and soft. At night, hidden LEDs cast glows that turn the wall into an illuminated artwork, alive with shadow and depth. A wall is no longer just a boundary. It becomes the centerpiece, the focal point around which the rest of the room takes shape. Picture a hotel lobby with a towering wall covered in parametric woodwork. Guests enter and immediately look upward, their gaze pulled by the sweeping forms. They feel smaller, yet welcomed, as if the building itself is greeting them with movement. Or think of a dining room in a private residence, where one wall ripples with soft wooden waves. A simple table and chairs placed before it suddenly gain presence, framed by a background that feels rich, textured, and impossibly alive. In offices, these panels break away from the sterility of corporate design, injecting energy and fluidity into spaces where straight lines usually dominate. They remind people that creativity doesn't have to be hidden, that even the walls themselves can inspire. The making of parametric wooden panels is a marriage of technology and craft. Computers and software generate the design, calculating curves, repetitions, and relationships that no hand could easily sketch. CNC routers and laser cutters bring those digital designs into reality, slicing through sheets of wood with a precision that allows for seamless layering. But it doesn't end there. Human hands still sand, finish, and join the pieces, applying oils, stains, or varnishes that highlight the natural grain. Technology may create the pattern, but it is the woodworker who ensures the soul of the material remains intact. The warmth of oak, the dankness of walnut, the glow of maple, all these tones deepen the effect, ensuring that despite its futuristic feel, the wall still breathes the essence of the forest. Parametric design also changes with perspective. Stand close, and you see the detail in each curve, each piece carefully cut and aligned. Step back, and the whole wall unites into a single flowing gesture. From one angle, it might look like water caught midwave. From another, it might resemble wind moving through fabric. The mind naturally tries to make sense of the forms, finding patterns in the abstraction, which is why such panels never become boring. Every glance reveals something new, depending on where you stand, where the light falls, and how your own imagination interprets the shapes. There's also a psychological effect at play. Straight lines, flat surfaces, and sharp angles dominate modern construction. They are efficient but also rigid, repetitive, and predictable. Parametric wooden walls, by contrast, introduce softness and fluidity. Their organic motion calms the mind, much like watching waves or clouds. At the same time, their mathematical precision reassures us. This is not chaos, but carefully designed rhythm. It's a balance between nature's unpredictability and human control, between organic growth and architectural order. That balance is why these panels resonate so deeply. They feel both modern and timeless, futuristic and natural. cutting edge yet rooted in the oldest material humans have ever worked with. When integrated into different settings, the mood shifts. In luxury hotels, parametric wooden panels embody prestige. They tell guests, this place does not settle for the ordinary. In homes, they create intimacy, turning an empty wall into something textured and personal, something you can run your hand across and feel connected to. In restaurants, they shape atmosphere, turning meals into experiences surrounded by rhythm and flow. Even in small apartments, a single parametric feature wall can redefine the space, making it feel curated, artistic, and full of character. What makes them especially captivating is their adaptability. Designers can scale them up to cover entire walls or scale them down into smaller installations, even furniture or ceilings. They can lean toward minimalism, with subtle, shallow curves, or toward drama, with deep, sweeping waves. The same concept can look serene in one space and bold in another. And because the system is parametric, variations are infinite. No two projects need to look the same. The algorithm ensures uniqueness every time. As you stand before one of these walls, there's always a moment when the wood feels like it's moving. Your eyes expect it to keep shifting, to continue the wave, to keep flowing. But it doesn't. The wall remains still, frozen in perfect motion. That's the magic. It creates the illusion of life in a material that has been cut, dried, and fixed in place. It takes something static and makes it dynamic. The true beauty, though, is in the way wood grounds the futuristic design. Imagine the same panel in metal or plastic. It would feel cold, mechanical, even alien. But in wood, with its grains, tones, and subtle imperfections, the design gains warmth. The technology behind it becomes invisible, overshadowed by the organic presence of the material. It's the perfect marriage of the natural and the digital, of forest and algorithm, of human creativity and machine precision. Parametric wooden wall panels aren't just surfaces. They're experiences. They don't just decorate, they transform, they captivate, they invite interaction. They remind us that walls don't have to be silent, that even the most ordinary part of architecture can be turned into something alive with movement and meaning. And in a world where so much design is rushed, disposable, and repetitive, they stand as proof that when craft, material, and imagination meet, even a wall can tell a story that feels endless. Back-edge shelving is more than just a functional storage solution. It's a design statement that bridges the gap between raw nature and refined interiors. Unlike standard shelves that are trimmed to perfect symmetry, back-edge shelves proudly embrace their irregular outlines, keeping the tree's natural edge visible. Every cave, indentation, and knot tells the story of the tree it came from, which means no two shelves are ever the same. This uniqueness alone makes back-edge shelving appealing to those who want to bring individuality and authenticity into their homes. What sets these shelves apart is how adaptable they are across different design styles. In a rustic farmhouse or cabin, they feel like a natural extension of the environment, blending seamlessly with rough beams, stone fireplaces, and weathered finishes. In contrast, in a sleek, contemporary space filled with glass, concrete, and sharp angles, a back-edge shelf acts as a striking organic accent, softening the rigidity of modern architecture with warmth and irregularity. Even in minimalist interiors, where the rule is less is more, a single back-edge shelf can become a bold focal point, breaking up the monotony of straight lines with a touch of untamed character. From a functional standpoint, back-edge shelves are surprisingly versatile. They are often used for books, where the back edge creates a natural lip that keeps items from slipping forward. But they can also serve as display ledges for art, ceramics, or collections of plants, each object elevated by the raw natural frame beneath it. Larger installations can be arranged as tiered floating shelves, turning a plain wall into a sculptural display, while smaller single boards work beautifully as nightstands or bathroom shelves, bringing just enough texture to transform the space. The type of wood plays a significant role in the overall effect. Oak bark, thick and rugged, offers a heavy, grounded presence, while walnut provides deep, rich tones that add sophistication. Maple can bring a lighter, smoother bark with subtle character, and cedar not only brings a reddish hue but also fills the room with a natural aroma. Some shelves are left completely raw, with bark intact just as it was harvested, while others are carefully treated, stabilized with resins, oils, or varnishes to prevent flaking and extend their lifespan. In either case, The Bach edge becomes the star of the design, contrasting beautifully with the sanded, polished surface of the shelf itself. Beyond homes, Bach edge shelving has found a place in commercial and hospitality spaces as well. Restaurants and cafes often use them to highlight wine bottles, artisanal goods, or decorative lighting, creating an atmosphere that feels both upscale and grounded. Boutique shops lean on them to display products in a way that feels handcrafted and personal. Even office spaces are beginning to adopt them, bringing in natural elements to counterbalance the sterile feel of modern corporate interiors. Part of their appeal is psychological. Humans are drawn to natural textures, what designers call biophilic design. The rough edges of Bach remind us of forests, of growth, of authenticity, which makes any environment feel calmer and more inviting. At the same time, the handcrafted look signals uniqueness and care, qualities that mass-produced furniture simply can't replicate. Bach edge shelving ultimately represents more than just storage. It's about appreciating imperfections and celebrating the character of raw materials. Each piece tells a layered story, the life of the tree, the craftsmanship of the woodworker, and the style of the person who chose to display it. In an age where so much of what we own feels disposable and identical, Bach edge shelves bring back a sense of permanence and individuality. They aren't just shelves, they are living pieces of art that carry nature into the home, offering warmth, history, and personality all in one.